Okay, you've been considering furthering your study for a while and are now ready to take the next step, but don't know where to start and what to do. Take a big breath, sit back and relax. Here is a guide on what you need to know before applying for a postgraduate taught course at City, University of London. The first thing to do is to read carefully all the information on the dedicated course webpage. Here you will find details about content and modules, teaching assessment and career prospects. Does it all seem interesting to you? If so, then it's time to focus your attention on entry requirements. Check that you have the right qualifications. You should have achieved or be on track to achieve at least the minimum grade to apply. English language requirements. If English is not your first language, you'll need to take an English language test. Look at the level of English required and which qualifications are accepted. You do not need to resit the test if you have already taken it at the required level within 2 years of the start of your intended course. Visa requirements. If you are an international student, you are required to apply for a student visa to be able to study in the UK. Check that you meet the eligibility criteria. Keep in mind that you can still apply if you're in your final year or haven't taken your English language test yet. If you meet all the other criteria, you will receive a conditional offer subject to you satisfying the relevant conditional requirements. But let's move on. The next key area to look at is start date. The majority of our degrees have only one intake per year, each September. However, some also offer a January intake and a few have multiple entry dates. Details on intakes can be found on the course webpage. Fees, funding and scholarships. Check tuition fees along with funding options and scholarships available. Scholarships are not automatically awarded. You need to apply to be considered. How to apply. Read carefully this section of the course webpage. It lists all the supporting documents required, such as transcripts. It specifies if you need to submit academic references or a portfolio of your works. It states whether an interview or selection day is included as part of your application process. Finally, it gives you access to City's online application system. Applications for most postgraduate courses are made directly to City, with the exception of nursing postgraduate diplomas, graduate entry LLB, and a few others for which you need to apply via UCAS. Graduate diploma in law, bar professional training course and legal practice course are managed by external bodies and follow a separate process. Interested in more than one course? You don't have to decide here and now. You can apply to multiple courses and decide at a later stage which one you actually want to pursue. Last but not least, when to apply. Most City postgraduate degrees don't have a specific deadline, and applications may be accepted until the end of August for the September intake, subject to availability of places. In fact, school admissions teams make offers on a first-come, first-served basis and will close applications as soon as all places for a course have been offered. However, be aware that some courses may have an early closing date, or applications are open only for a limited time. Take a note in your diary and allow yourself plenty of time to submit your application well in advance of this deadline. Here's a tip for you. Where there is no deadline, it's always a wise move to apply early. It will give you time to plan and arrange your life as a future student. This is the end of our journey on all you need to know before starting your application. If you have any questions, it's always a good idea to contact the relevant school's admissions team directly for guidance. Contact details can be found on the footer of each course webpage. For more info, visit www.city.ac.uk/apply.